What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? So we're going to continue on with our player position rankings heading into 2021. In this video, I'm going to focus on the top relief pitchers heading into 2021. Before I get started, if you can, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 6K by opening day. So definitely think about it if you're looking for more news and content within the baseball world. Hit that like button for me. That's going to get this video out to more baseball fans. Go follow me on Twitter if you want to talk some baseball throughout the day. As always, these lists that I'm putting together, which I have done all of the infield now. I've done all of the outfield. So if you have missed those, go back, go look at those. But as always, these lists, these are just my opinions. You are more than welcome to disagree. There is no way to get these lists completely perfect. Everyone's going to agree and disagree on where guys should be on this list, if guys should be off the list, on the list, so on. But if you do disagree, just be respectful in the comments. But let's not waste any time here. Let's go ahead and get started. At number 10, I have James Karinchak. So let's go take a look here why this guy has made the list. So here we go, sharing the screen. Let's go take a look here. As we can see here, what an awesome rookie season for James Karinchak. He did throw a little in 2019, but he only threw 5 innings. So last year was like his full rookie season pretty much. Even still, it's a shortened season. So really still not that much time on his plate. But over the 27 innings, holy cow, look at the strikeouts per 9. Almost 18 strikeouts per 9. That is insane. An awesome FIP of 1.52. 2.67 ERA. The guy contributed 1 win out of the bullpen in over 27 innings of work. This guy is looking like he is going to have a very important role for the Indians moving forward. Could they still be a pretty competitive team? I think they could still, kind of hang around a little bit. Are they going to be as good as the White Sox or the Twins? I'm not really sure, but he's going to be a big reason why. Alrighty, coming in at number 9, I have Raisel Iglesias. This guy, he's had some issues in the past, but this past season, he had himself a really good season. Let's go take a look at the numbers really quick. Taking a look here, if you go back to 2019, the ERA got into the 4s. The FIP was starting to tick up there a little bit. The xFIP was starting to get a little high there, but he did throw 67 innings. However, 2020 really bounced back, 23 innings. 12 strikeouts per 9, that's very solid. Not a lot of walks per 9, under 2. Kept the home runs down, 2.74 ERA, the 1.84 FIP. Traded to the Angels this past offseason. He's going to be the closer for the Angels moving forward. If the Angels are finally wanting to make the playoffs, this guy is going to have a huge role for this team. So for me, this guy's had a lot of success over his career. A bit of a down 2019 season. However, the 2020 season vaults him into the number 9 spot for me. Coming in at number 8, I have Josh Hader, and some of you may be thinking, wow, this seems a little low for Josh Hader, but really the numbers have been digressing over the last couple of years for Josh Hader. Let's go take a look at the numbers really quick. Josh Hader is still very good in my opinion. However, taking a look at the numbers, over 21 games this past season, the 3.79 ERA, the 4.03 FIP, it just seems like the numbers are getting steadily higher each year. He came into 2017, absolute gangbusters in 2017, ERA right near a 2, but then steadily it's just been creeping up each year. The strikeouts have still been pretty good for the most part. However, he did walk a lot of guys. He did walk a lot of guys this past year, almost 5 walks per 9, still giving up a lot of home runs in the last couple of years. So, but Josh Hader, the talent is still there, still one of the premier arms in the game. So for me, he gets the number 8 spot. However, this guy is really going to have to turn it back on this coming season for the Brewers, which I think could be a really good team. You have Devin Williams out there now. That could definitely take some pressure off of Josh Hader a little bit. But yeah, Josh Hader at number 8. At number 7, I have the newest Washington National, Brad Hand. While sure, the stuff may be going down in the last couple of years, velocity's been going down a little bit. This guy just seems to find a way every single year to get the job done. Let's go take a look at the numbers. This guy had a really good season last year with the Indians. 23 games. He made all of his save attempts, 2.05 ERA, the 1.37 FIP. I mean, still getting a good amount of strikeouts, about 12 strikeouts per 9, keeping the walks down. He didn't give up 1 home run last year. I mean, this guy's really good. However, the one thing to pay attention to is the xFIP, a 3.83 xFIP. That's starting to get a little high. That's almost that's about 2.5 runs higher than the FIP. So he's giving up a lot of fly balls, especially last year. Even the year before, he was in about the mid 3s. So going to be interesting to see, can he, with the diminishing stuff, the velocity going down a little bit, can he still be a very effective arm for the Nationals? Have to wait and see what he does. Does he change some things around when it comes to, pitch selection and whatnot? Have to wait and see. But for me, as of right now, he gets the number 7 spot on this list. Coming in at number 6, I have Drew Pomeranz. This guy missed some time last year. But if you take a look at the numbers for Drew Pomeranz last year, holy cow, this guy had some sensational numbers in only 20 games, 18 innings. Like I said, he did miss some time last year, but the 1.45 ERA, the 2.39 FIP, this guy, I mean, when he went over let me actually pull up real quick because he did have some much better stats for because he was with 2 teams in 2019. If you go back to 2019, when he was with the Giants, he was not very good, a 5.68 ERA. However, when he went to the Brewers, he figured something out over there, a 2.39 ERA over 26 innings that year, helped the Brewers get to the playoffs. I mean, this guy, ever since he went there, he just figured something out. The strikeouts per 9 went up. Something happened to where he was walking less guys, giving up less home runs, and it continued on into 2020. This guy has just been, ever since he went to the Brewers, just very good. And to me, as of right now, I think he's the best option for the closer in that Padres bullpen. They got a few options out there. They got Mark Melancon, Keone Kela. However, to me, Drew Pomeranz is the number 1 guy. So he gets the number 6 spot on this list. This next one may come as a surprise to some of you. However, with this pick, I am not taking anything away from this guy. It is simply put, I just need to see more out of this guy in the number 5 spot. An absolutely sensational rookie season last year. Devin Williams, this guy, holy cow, I had him on my fantasy team last year. This guy gave me some good points down the stretch last year, and I think he has the potential. Who knows if he ends up being the closer for the Brewers? As of right now, Josh Hader is that guy. But Devin Williams, could he be that guy? Let's go take a look here at the numbers with Devin Williams. An absolutely sensational season from Devin Williams last year. Let's take a look at the numbers. I mean, come on. 27 innings pitched, a 0.33 ERA, 0.86 FIP. This guy, rookie of the year, I mean, good grief. This guy was coming in 2-3 innings at a time, just providing just solid outings every single time. Look at the strikeouts per 9, almost 18 strikeouts per 9. The walks at around 3, not really giving up any home runs. This guy's got some nasty stuff, good velocity. I really like Devin Williams a lot. The only problem I'm having with Devin Williams, it's not even really a problem. I just want to see more out of Devin Williams, and I couldn't come to the fact that there's been just some other guys ahead. There's other guys ahead of him who have more of a track record. But to be honest, if Devin Williams has, let's say, one good, even a half a season, I think you could easily put this guy in the top 3. If you give me a full season of just that kind of pitching that we saw last year, I mean, to me, that is easily a top 3 relief pitcher in the game. Like I said, it's just the time. He hasn't had many innings in the major leagues, and he was also in last year with the shortened season, they were only playing teams within the division. So, I mean, not really many good offensive teams in those divisions that he was playing against. So I want to see him up against some really good offenses, like teams in the National League East, like the Mets and the Braves, the Dodgers. I want to see some outings against those teams before I can really establish him as, a top 3 guy. But that's where I have him. No disrespect to him, an amazing rookie season. But that's where I'm at right now. I just need a little bit more of a track record. So getting more into the top 5 here. Coming in at number 4, this guy, nowhere really to be found this past year, dealing with some injuries this last year, but he has a new team, and this guy has had some amazing success over the last few years, and that's Kirby Yates. To me, even though he had pretty much a lost season last year, I'm not taking this guy out of the top 5 just simply because of the fact of the numbers that he's put up in the last few years. Let's go take a look at those numbers right here. Taking a look at Kirby Yates, this Blue Jays team is looking to do some damage this coming year. Again, I'm not really going to look at the 2020 numbers. I mean, he was dealing with some bone spurs in the elbow. He's reportedly good to go for this season. However, if you go take a look, going back to the last couple of years with the Padres, this guy was insane. 60 innings each season, over at least 12 strikeouts per nine in both seasons. He had about 15 per nine in 2019, a 1.19 ERA in 2019, a 1.30 FIP, 2.25 xFIP. I mean, this guy doesn't walk anyone. He got 41 saves. I mean, good grief. This guy has just been lights out going back to 2018. To me, I still think he has the potential to still be one of the best closers in the game. Going to be interesting to see. He's transitioning over to the American League now. Have to wait and see how he does against some really good offensive teams over there. You know, going against the Yankees a lot now. Even the Red Sox have a good offense. You know, that pesky Rays team. How's he going to deal with them? A good White Sox team out in the Central. I mean, there's going to be some, there's not going to be the designated hitter anymore like he's had in the National League. So have to wait and see. He has pitched with the Yankees before in the American League East. Didn't have a very good season that year, at least ERA-wise. The FIP, the xFIP was a little better. Strikeouts per nine were decent. We're just going to have to wait and see how he transitions over to the American League. To me, I'm still going to give him a top 5 spot. He did have a lost season this past year, so that's where I have Kirby Yates. Coming in at number 3, this one might be another bit of a surprise to some of you. This guy has had his struggles in the postseason, and even just this past postseason, another deflating moment for this guy, but I still consider him one of the top relief pitchers in the game, Aroldis Chapman. I mean, this guy, going to take a look at the stats really quick with Aroldis Chapman. Here we go, taking a look here. Aroldis Chapman, I mean, the guy just continues to put up good numbers every single year. He did miss a little time last year. I believe he was left off for COVID. But, I mean, the ERA was still really solid. The FIP was really solid. I mean, again, he didn't really throw much last year. Gave up that clutch home run to Mike Brasso in the playoffs that ended up pretty much sealing the deal in Game 5 in the division series. However, this guy just continues to put up insane numbers every single year. I understand he's had his troubles in the postseason, but to me, just overall, this guy, he continues to get a ton of strikeouts every single year. The numbers are always really good. I mean, I really think if you give him the 50 innings, that he's thrown at least 50 innings going back all the way to 2011. He's thrown at least 50 innings. He's very durable. He's never hurt. This guy's always putting up good numbers. I think he's going to have a good season this year. Who knows how he does in the postseason? That's the only thing that kind of holds him back. To me, I could not put a Devin Williams ahead of him. MLB.com has Devin Williams ahead of him, but just simply to me, I've seen so much good out of Aroldis Chapman, even in the last couple of years, and to where Devin Williams, while he as good as he was last year, I just can't put someone like that ahead of him right now. But Aroldis Chapman, to me, still one of the best relief pitchers in the game. Moving on to number 2, staying in the American League East. This guy has quietly just been really good for the last couple of years. And I got Nick Anderson. Nick Anderson has been awesome. If we go back, had his struggles a little bit in the postseason, but if we go back here to 2019, let's go take a look. Here we go. He did miss some time a little bit last year with some injury problems, but this guy has just had some insane numbers for the last 2 years. 65 innings in 2019. Look at the FIP. 2.35 FIP. Good grief. Strikeouts per 9. Off the charts. 15 strikeouts per 9. He keeps the walks down. Keep the home runs down. I mean, come on. I mean, this guy was really good. And then 2020, he kept it going. 16 innings. Had 6 saves over 19 games. A 0.55 ERA. A 1.35 FIP. Strikeouts per 9 were still really good. This guy, I mean, the Braves bullpen, full of good arms. Nick Anderson, in my opinion, the best arm in that bullpen. So I'm looking, well, to be honest with you, I am not looking forward to see what Nick Anderson can do this season as a Red Sox fan, but as a baseball fan that loves some pitching, I am excited to see what Nick Anderson can do. And coming in at number 1, taking the number 1 spot for me, Liam Hendriks. This guy has just been absolutely dominant over the last few years. Let's go take a look here. What do we have here with Liam Hendriks, the newest Chicago White Sox? I mean, that's going to be huge for their bullpen. Already had a pretty good bullpen last year with the White Sox, but this is just going to make it better, especially with Colomé leaving as well. But my goodness, go back to 2019. This guy has had an ERA lower than a 1.8 each year. 1.80 ERA, 1.87 FIP in 2019. He kept it going. He had a lower FIP in this past season, this guy's just dominant. He just gets a ton of strikeouts. He doesn't walk a lot of guys. He doesn't give up a lot of home runs. He gets a lot of saves. This guy is as reliable as they come. I love Liam Hendriks a lot. So going over my list, I have James Karinchak at number 10. At number 9, Raisel Iglesias. At number 8, Josh Hader. At number 7, Brad Hand. At number 6, Drew Pomeranz. At number 5, Devin Williams. Definitely could be up higher on this list with a good season. Number 4, Kirby Yates. Number 3, Aroldis Chapman. Number 2, Nick Anderson. And at number 1, Liam Hendriks. So tell me what you think down below in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. Stay tuned for my next rankings. It's actually going to be my last one, the top 10 starting pitchers heading into 2021. Again, if you have not seen any of my other lists, please go check them out. But that's all I got for this video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.